Hi guys, it's Dutch. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Duchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity, and we do lots of stuff here, but today I am going to just share some thoughts that I'm having with you, and I just want to remind you before we start the video that you don't have to agree with anything I say. We can agree to disagree, and that's totally fine. I'm not here to change anybody's minds. I'm simply here to share my opinion and my thoughts because one, I got a big mouth, and two, it's what I like to do, and I do like to have the back and forth with people, as long as the back and forth is respectful. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm the end all be all, never have, and never will, but if you want to hear what I have to say, continue watching. If you don't, that's fine, you can just click off. But yeah, so I already said a prayer and set my intentions because I want this to come off as productive as possible. Because deep down in my heart, I'm very angry. And when I tap into that anger, a lot of it is actually sadness and feelings of betrayal and hurt. And I know most of it is coming from this life, but I know it's coming from past lives as well. So I'll just get straight into it. The title of this video is called Stop Worshipping False Idols, because that's exactly how I feel. Now, if you've been following me for years, you know that I do not like celebrities. I got a little off the rails there for a while supporting Lana Del Rey. I have absolutely denounced her. I denounced her a long time ago. I don't support any celebrities. I don't like any celebrities. I don't think any of them are good stand-up people. I don't think any of them are active positive members of society. Does that mean that I don't support their art? No, I still like to listen to music. I still like to, gain inspiration and stuff from music videos. That's fine, but do I support them? No, definitely not. And I certainly don't support them on an individual level. For example, one of my favorite artists of all time is Bass Nectar. Bass Nectar, the guy, has terrible allegations against him of grooming young girls. That's not something I support. However, there are so few little pleasures left in life, and so much of what it is that we consume for entertainment is corrupt, and it is, leaning towards creating a certain narrative, and a lot of it is very groomy. Like when I look back on videos on movies, TV shows, things I used to watch as a child, a lot of it, looking at it with adult eyes as a 32-year-old woman, I can see the ways in which we were groomed through this entertainment. So the unfortunate thing about living in the time right now is most entertainment is deceptive. Most of it is grooming. Most of it is feeding an agenda. Most of it has subliminals in it. So do I support Bass Nectar, the guy? No. Do I support Bass Nectar's music? I fucking love that music. And I'm going to keep listening to it because, like I said, there are so few small pleasures these days. Now, the reason I'm going on this tangent is because we're about to see a lot of celebrities going down. We just saw, Diddy get taken in for, I'm going to try and be as least censored as possible without getting in trouble, for human and child trafficking. And the reason I'm making this video is because so much is about to come to the surface. So much is about to come to the light. And another reason I'm making this video is because I'm completely disgusted with the Bashar situation. You can watch my other video where I'm angry and I'm just ranting and I'm unfiltered and pissed off. But I wanted to come with a more cohesive explanation of why that pissed me off so much as a channeler and as someone who has not only been blessed by Source, by God, with the gift to channel, which it's a gift we all have, but there's no denying that some people have it stronger than others. There's no denying that some people are just born with it from past lives or their astrology or whatever, or their trauma has created it. Well, guess what, baby? I'm a triple fucking threat. It's in my astrology, it's in my past lives, and girl, I'm traumatized. If you know, you know. And the reason I can talk a lot more about that, and I am going to be talking a lot more on my channel about MK Ultra mind control programming, and I will break down, if you want me to, why being psychic a lot of times does stem from trauma and abuse, and how although they thought that they were controlling us with the MK Ultra program, really all they're doing is creating a bunch of superhumans, and like they think that they can just spray us with the chemtrails and we'll just die like roaches. The thing about roaches is they keep coming back, and I like to think that every coup that they put against us makes us a little stronger and makes us more like X-Men and less like it's meant to weaken us, but I like to believe it brings us strength. So I just want to say, it's very interesting to me that the Harris campaign ran itself on identity politics. It ran itself on the color of Kamala's skin. It ran itself on the fact that she's a woman. It ran itself on celebrity endorsements, right? But when we look at the people who were backing the Democratic Party this election, every single one of them has a tie to Diddy. Every single one of them. Every fucking single one of them, okay? And I don't think that's a coincidence. I think that that says a lot. And I want to say as well, too, that, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because what Bashar channeled about the election, to me, felt like it was just Daryl, the guy, not Bashar, the alien that he's channeling. And I will say as a channeler that you constantly have to check your bias and your own feelings and your own perceptions when you're channeling, because the things you're channeling are not always going to reflect your very human point of view, right? And so the reason that I'm bringing this up is because Bashar channeled, someone asked him, okay, I have a teacher who keeps saying that Trump's going to win. I have a teacher who keeps saying that Harris is going to win. I feel both of those teachers are speaking from bias. Bashar, can you please tell me your alien point of view? Now, this man literally put all the responsibility on the audience and said, I am not supposed to answer this question. This is not, aliens don't get involved in politics. But if I answer it, will you take responsibility to the response that comes afterwards? And so that is the first huge red flag to me. I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Huge red flag, okay? When you look at someone, I'd like to use Elizabeth April as an example. Elizabeth April is Canadian. She's not even American, so she's not even involved in American politics, but she also just hates the government in general, but she really doesn't like Trump, okay? She's never let her bias of her opinion get in the way of what it is that she's channeled about that situation or about what's going on or about Trump. So, and then also, too, her spirits will tell her, oh, we can't give you information on that. And she doesn't pry. She just respects that. Like, the aliens, the spirits, whatever you want to call them, she just respects that they're saying that, you know, humanity doesn't need this message right now. She also really, like, brings home the idea that timelines are incredibly fluid. There's never just one or two timelines. They're incredibly fluid. And that the power of our... Right, when we look at the seven hermetic principles, the emerald tablets of Thoth, all is mental, as within, so without. So if you sit here and you're creating a really bad timeline, it's probably going to manifest in front of you. People don't give us, as a human race, enough credit of actually how much power we have over this reality, which is why we're all MK Ultra. We're all trauma-based mind controlled, because if they can control our minds, then they can control our physical, right? They can control the simulation. So the fact that he said, I'm not supposed to be talking about this, but I will, huge fucking red flag. The fact that he put the responsibility of what was about to come out of his mouth onto the audience disgusts me. Absolutely fucking disgusts me. You will never hear me channeling anything and then putting the responsibility on you. I'm the channel. What the fuck? I'm still disgusted by that. And I'm even more disgusted by his piss poor response to all of this and doubling down on what he said. So then he goes on to say, once this poor woman in the audience says, yes, I will take responsibility. He then goes on to say, the male will bring the destruction of America in World War III. The female will bring peace and, and disclosure, contact with ETs. And the whole room gasps because this man has built his entire life, his entire career off making money off those people in the audience. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. I make money off of what I do. However, I really try hard not to take that shit for granted. And you always get more than what you pay for with me because I'm a generous person. And I would never abuse my power in that way. If I had a room full of people staring at me who are there solely to support me, who paid me to be there, and Spirit saying, you're not supposed to talk about this, guess what I'm gonna do? Not talk about it! That's weird. Like, and a lot of people have said that it wasn't Bashar, it was Daryl, it was the guy that was speaking. A lot of people have said when he channeled it, he didn't even look the same as when he's channeling. This is just his own bias and perspectives. So it's just bringing me to the other point that these are just humans. Your prophets, including me, we're just fucking people. Okay? And this man is saying he's channeling Bashar, the interdimensional evolved reptilian. But how much of the time is he actually channeling Bashar, the interdimensional evolved reptilian? Because that answer was incredibly polarized. How are you going to sit here and preach about unity and oneness? I just saw 11:11. Unity, oneness, Christ consciousness, and then you pick a polarized fucking answer like that. That sounded like the human to me talking. And so after he's got the room like all scared, that's like where they leave it. They leave it at that, World War III and the destruction of America. I'm disgusted. And then I saw he just did an interview. It's like an hour-long interview with a clickbait title. And that's the point I want to get to about this love and light bullshit. So many of y'all, not you maybe watching this video, but a lot of people within the community, I'm going to say it. I kind of fucking hate the spiritual community. I don't think it's a community at all. The same way I don't fucking like the LGBT blah, 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 fucking community as a bi woman. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's a community. I think these spaces become cults because it becomes an echo chamber. And if you say or do anything outside of what a small amount of people deem as right or wrong, then you're exiled and you're wrong because we're right. It's very religious, right? The spiritual community has become very religious. It reminds me when I was being a part of this church that was very cult-like, and anytime I questioned the pastor, it was like, oh, Nikki, you keep me on my toes, turn to the word. But turn to what word? You can't give me, you're supposedly channeling God, but you can't even tell me what part of the Bible? Like, that is the biggest fucking cop-out. Turn to the word, look to his word. Don't question anything I say, look to the word. That's how I feel about Bashar. And you know, I was never a follower of Bashar. I have a problem anyway with people calling it following. You should never be following someone. You should never, thou shalt not worship false idols, the name of this video. You should never be following someone. You should be looking at someone as a teacher. You should be learning from someone. You should be gaining information in a symbiotic connection. You shouldn't be on your knees waiting, praying for the next thing that they say. Who the fuck is Bashar? Okay, first of all, it's just some guy channeling. He's just some guy. And then who's Bashar, the thing that he's channeling? What if it's not even what he thinks it is, right? We have to have discernment. You should never just be blindly following someone because it makes you feel a certain way. And then you get addicted to the feeling that you get from that person that you're following, or that show that you're following, or that drug that you're taking. It's just another addiction. It's spiritual fucking bypassing. So he did an interview. It was a clickbait title, which tells me everything I need to know. Bashar talks about the election. It's an hour-long video, and then he only addresses what he said in the last minute of that video, taking zero, count it, goose egg, zero responsibility for what he said and did on that stage and what he channeled. So, first of all, the people who were interviewing him were just licking his ass the whole time. Like, oh, Bashar, we love you, Bashar. Oh, Bashar, oh, we love you, Bashar. The echo chamber becomes cult-like, right? And so, and by the way, I left a comment. My comment was immediately deleted, which is set, like, because I disagree, all the comments are like, we love this, this is great. As soon as I leave a comment of the opposite of that, it's deleted. However, they were allowing people to talk shit about Trump supporters in the comments. They were allowing people to not be very love and light about Trump and Trump supporters. So why is my comment getting deleted? It's so disgusting. The love and light spiritual community is the opposite of what it claims to be. It's literally the definition of spiritual bypassing. And I'm calling out Bashar because how can you, like I said, literally create an entire movement on unity and Christ consciousness and then be so divisive and so polarized? And so his response when they asked him about it was that he didn't think he did anything wrong. He still is standing by the fact that it was Bashar. He was saying he, as if it wasn't him who said it. He goes, I think it was really great that he put the responsibility on the audience. Yeah, I bet you fucking do. Because you're certainly not taking responsibility. Ew. Like, ew. I am icked to the 100th degree with this dude now. Like I said, I've only watched a few interviews and stuff with him. I always liked what he had to say, but now I am just like, gross. You're gross. And then he's saying, well, aliens will get involved in our politics. You really think there's going to be disclosure and aliens aren't going to get to speak on that? He should be able to speak on that. He should be able to say that. Completely ignoring the fact that it's like that's not what we're mad about. We're mad about the fact that you put your own political bias into something and then pretended like you were channeling. He didn't say anything. Daryl said some shit, okay? Bashar didn't say anything. Daryl said it, and you're still not taking responsibility. He did a good job putting the responsibility on the audience because that's what we need. That's what Daryl says we need. Who the fuck are you, Daryl? Who the fuck? And who the fuck am I? Like, I can just see people, well, who are you? Who are you? Just a girl with an opinion, calling out bullshit when I see it. I literally said at the beginning of this video, I'm not God, and I don't try to be. You're allowed to disagree with me, but I'm calling out bullshit when I see it. That man has been compromised, in my opinion. He's a charlatan, and I think we're going to watch over the next few months or the next year or so, we're going to watch him become more of a charlatan. And if I'm wrong, you know what I'll do? I'll fucking own it. Because that's the kind of fucking person I am. Because I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't take goddamn responsibility for myself, for my life, and if I wasn't accountable for myself and my actions. Mental illness is put on a pedestal these days. Bad behavior is put on a pedestal these days. Victim mentality is put on a pedestal. You know where that gets society? Goddamn fucking nowhere. That gets you nowhere in your life, and that gets society nowhere. Now, in the comments, I see all these people saying, I didn't know Bashar followers were Trump supporters. That's the opposite of what Bashar preaches. Bashar preaches unity and love and Christ consciousness. And these people are narcissistic, hateful, Nazis, bigots. Fucking the list goes on. You know what? I've said a million times, I am a Trump supporter. I support Trump, but I support the team that's backing him up. I fucking support Vivek Ramaswamy. I support Tulsi. I support RFK. I support the team that he's brought on because they want to make America healthy again. They want to make America not what it is. Like, everyone's like, oh, I'm so depressed. Everything's about to get so bad. Excuse me, where have you been the last fucking 4 years? America's been in the absolute shitter the last 4 years. Shit's not about to get bad. I mean, I have a feeling they're going to try and pull some kind of other COVID hoax, some other kind of fucking COVID scenario, now that the people have spoken. That's another thing. I'm really sick of seeing, oh, praying for America. America doesn't know what it's just done. Yes, we fucking do. How dare you? How fucking dare you? He won the popular vote. He won the Senate. The Republicans will probably win the House. And the Electoral College. The people have spoken. Just because you don't like, and it's obvious, it's honestly a lot of people outside of America. You're not here. You don't really get a say in, like, you can have an opinion, sure, but like, you're not living in the hellscape that we've been living in under democratic policies for the last 4 years. It's crazy to me too that people are using the argument, this is a huge loss for women. Suddenly you're allies to women? Where were you when the man who's been proven a man, call me on my bluff, go look it up, that boxer that everyone was calling a man, and then people were like, that's a woman, you need to apologize. That's a man. Go look it up. Call me on my bluff. They are a man. That person is a man. Okay? They failed the chromosome test and everything like that because they're a man. So while a man was punching another woman in the face on national television, and then you made the woman apologize to the man after he took home the gold from the Olympics, you weren't really being supportive of women then, were you? Where were you when that transient person, that transient homeless person went into Planet Fitness in North Carolina, went into the women's locker room because they self-identified as a female and were literally telling the women to rub them down with lotion, swinging their dick around in the locker room, being like, let's shower together, rub me down, to the point where women were locking themselves in the stalls calling 911. Where were you then? You're cry about women's rights, but when it actually matters, you don't have anything to fucking say. You actually support the opposite. And I'm also like, too, like, why are your feelings the only ones that matter? Like, you're so worried about your feelings being hurt. Well, guess what? It hurts my feelings when you call me a fucking Nazi. It hurts my feelings when you say I don't care about women and children. Yes, I fucking do. I always have. Why are your opinions and your feelings the only ones that fucking matter, dude? And the thing I've noticed too about people who are crying about this now and freaking out about how America's over, you're making it about you. It's, oh, you want to take my rights away. You don't want me to exist. How could you do this to me? And by the way, the people I see freaking out are not mentally well. Like, some of these people should really be inpatient. Take it from a girl who's been inpatient. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. But you need to know when to take an L, and you need to know when you actually need professional psychiatric help. And a lot of the people freaking out need professional psychiatric help. They don't have any control over their emotions, and they're just spewing their freakouts and their hatred. They're projecting their hatred, their pain, their malice on everyone around them. You need help. You need help. You might need to go inpatient for a while. You might need an outpatient program to get your mental health under control because you're not okay. And I will clip in an example of this.
No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
She just needs a doctor. I don't know what to say.
Because I was literally hospitalized for not being able to control my emotions, as I should be, because I was not a safe person to have out in society. Not that I was not safe to others, I wasn't safe to myself, right? Which is bringing me full circle to another point I want to make, but let me finish this one. So in the comments, all these love and light people, like I said, are calling us Nazis, calling us bigots, sexist, racist. If you would take one fucking second to pull your head out of your ass, you'd realize there's nothing fucking love and light about name calling. You'd realize that you are so fucking blinded by your own personal hatred, rage, and mental illness that you can't even see the fact that you are literally the opposite of love and light. I said what I fucking said. This community is a fucking disgrace. And I'm tired of people spiritual bypassing. I'm tired of people, like, that is the most ego-driven, high horse bullshit that you could be spewing onto others right now, that you are of love and light while calling people horrendous names that are actually terrible. Like, Nazis are terrible. Bigots are terrible. Racists are terrible. You don't just throw those accusations around, but this is what we on the other side mean when we say you're literally changing the meaning of language. Like, you are changing what certain words mean because you feel like it, because you can't get a grip on your emotions, because God forbid you look in the mirror and take some accountability for the own shadows within. Now, baby, I've been fucking, these last 2 years have been kicking me in the fucking dick, and I don't even have one. I got a vagina. But anyway, because I've been forced to do the inner work. Saturn is sitting directly on my moon, and oh baby, the illusions are crumbling. The shadow work has been debilitating. But I'm doing it because it needs to be done. And ultimately, if I want to be a productive member of society and I want to achieve the dreams that I want to achieve, I need to do the inner work. So instead of going in the comment section and being an actual fucking bully while saying love and light, I love everyone, I love everyone, except you if you're a Nazi, racist, bigot, piece of shit. Like, you're not okay. I just thought of that movie when he's like, it's Patricia. Like, that's you. Meanwhile, you're love and light. No, you're Patricia, bitch.
It's got paprika in it. I'm sorry. I think I'll put a pretty flower in your hair.
You're Patricia, okay? Get it together. I'm just sick of it. I don't like, and let me tell you something. My faith in people is gone. And the election restored it a bit for me, but I've had to been rebuilding my faith in God since Cornica died. I certainly don't have faith in people. And my baseline with people is icked, offended, and skeptical, okay? Icked, offended, and skeptical. And you know what? It serves me well because people can earn my trust or my admiration or my positive feelings towards them. But my baseline is always going to be to question you and your motives. And I feel that way about Trump too. This guy better fucking deliver. We've been riding for this dude for years. Fucking getting, like I said, bitch slapped left and right. Getting called names. I wore an American flag outfit yesterday and I felt scared that like I was going to get harassed for wearing an American flag outfit. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even have anything Trump on because I was too scared to do that. Because of the backlash. Because people feel for some reason they can get in your face. They can scream at you. They can call you names. We're not doing that to you. And you know what else? Those same people that are freaking out, they would be gloating. They would be rubbing it in our face if their side won. I know it for a fucking fact. Because that's just the level of maturity and self-awareness that the same people who are freaking out have.
I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed, insulted, condescended to. They're not garbage. They're not Nazis. They're just regular people who get up and go to work every day and are trying to make a better life for their kids, and they feel like they have been told to just shut up.
That's exactly what has been happening. Just being told to shut up, being told that you're racist, that you're homophobic, that you're transphobic, that you're bigoted, that you're fascist, that you're voting for a Nazi, that he's literally Hitler. The people showed up. That's not the truth.
They have complained about the things that are hurting them in their own lives. I also feel like this election, as we sit here and pour over this tonight, is something of an indictment of the political information complex. I mean, we've been sitting around here for the last couple of weeks, and the story that was portrayed was not true. I mean, we were told Puerto Rico was going to change the election. Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley voters, women lying to their husbands. Before that, it was Tim Walz and the camo hats. Night after night after night, we were told all these things and gimmicks were going to somehow push Harris over the line, and we were just ignoring the fundamentals. Inflation, people feeling like that they were barely able to tread water at best. That was the fundamentals of the election. And so I think that both parties should always look at the results of an election and figure out what went right and what went wrong. But I think for all of us who cover elections and talk about elections and do this on a day-to-day basis, we have to figure out how to understand, talk to, and listen to the half of the country that rose up tonight and said, we've had enough.
And you're not going to do that if you're going to keep demonizing them. You're not going to do that if you keep suppressing information about them. If you're not going to stop lying about them. And oh my gosh, that's amazing, because he hit the nail on the head. There's no way to go about this if you're not going to sit here and listen to the other side. CNN, they felt like they had it in the bag, and it was clear that they don't. More people care about the economy more than anything, and the economy speaks, and it's not good right now. People want to go back to how life was in 2016, 2017, 2018. We were chilling, and we're not now because of who took control and everything just tanked. Adding to that, the barrage of name calling, the cancel culture, the lies about Trump and his campaign, it all just shattered. None of it's true. None of it matters. And if you really want to sit here and connect with the other side, you're going to have to sit down and listen.
So we've been riding for Trump for years. We've been fucking taking it up the ass to be supporting this guy for years. He better fucking deliver. You better believe that we are going to hold him just as much accountable as I'm holding you right now. He better deliver on his promises. He better do what he said he's going to do.
This is a mandate to do what you said you were going to do. Get the economy working again for regular working class Americans, fix immigration, try to get crime under control, try to reduce the chaos in the world. This is a mandate from the American people to do that.
But anyway, like I said, I worship none. I worship none, and I trust none. I hope the best for Trump and this team, and honestly, it feels like there was a huge weight lifted off of America. I feel lighter already. I feel good. I feel peaceful. But I also know that they are gearing up for their next fucking bullshit, whatever the fuck they're trying to create. Their next COVID-like scenario. And this is also a video to remind you, do not fucking comply. Do not comply. Whatever they try to do, do not. I begged you in 2020, you didn't fucking listen. I'm begging you now, do not fucking comply. Just don't. Don't. You will feed right into their bullshit. Show me you have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mouth to speak the truth. Show me. Show me with your actions, please, for the love of God. But anyway, thou shalt not worship false idols because, like I said, we don't actually know any of these people, and these are just humans. And I want to say that about myself, too. I want to get serious with you guys for a minute and say, do not worship me like an idol. I mean, I don't know that anybody does. I think that my community is pretty open in back and forth, and that's one of the reasons why I like Elizabeth April, because she says the same thing. She says we're a team. Like, that's what she calls the group of people that she works with, a team. And that's what I want you to see me as. I want you to see me as I'm just a girl. I am just a girl. I am just a human. And you know what? I'm a human who's been through a lot. A lot. I also did not used to function in society well. I used to have a lot of suicidal ideation. I used to self-harm. I was in an abusive relationship where I was getting abused daily. Like, I barely made it out alive. And the girl you see on the other end of making it out alive is a girl who took such radical responsibility for herself, her actions, her mental health, her state of being, her life, that she made it out to the other side. I am the lotus because I truly came from the mud. I have a lifetime's worth of trauma. I have complex PTSD from a lifetime's worth of trauma. I'm a good person. I'm a kind person. I'm a loving person. I care about people. I care about humanity. I care about children. I'm a great person. I'm a good artist. And I'm smart. I'm very fucking smart. I'm very sick of being labeled an uneducated white woman because I support Trump. You know what I support? I support ending child trafficking. I support ending human trafficking. I support ending the MK Ultra program. I support taking America back to a place of freedom, liberty, and justice for all. Stop goddamn fucking calling me an uneducated white woman. I am very fucking smart. I have education, both formal and non-formal. There's nothing uneducated or stupid about me. In fact, it is so fucking offensive not only to call me uneducated or stupid, because that's what you're doing when you say that. You're calling me dumb. But it's also offensive that you're calling me by the color of my skin, too. I am not just white. I am Italian, I am Native American, I am Irish, I am Norwegian. How would it sound if I called someone an uneducated black woman? That would be wrong, right? You wouldn't like it. If I went up to a black person supporting Kamala and I said, you're just an uneducated black woman, you'd fucking send a mob on me. So don't fucking say it about me. I don't care. I don't care who doesn't like that anymore. I do not fucking care. And by the way, Salem, the group retreat, is going to be biological women only. And if that sentence triggers you to the point of you're getting upset because I'm saying biological women only for this retreat, then that's not the retreat for you anyway. So, it keeps away the people who are not in the same frequency, who are not on the same page. And the woman who I heard say that was that lady from The View, that insufferable woman from The View, like Sunny something. And she was like, I was really hoping to see a black woman with a Jewish husband be the president. Ew. 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 If I said, oh, I was really hoping to see, a white man with a Catholic wife be the president, you'd call me a white fucking supremacist. The identity politics is disgusting. It's racist. It's weird. Like, that's what's actually bigoted. It's so strange to base your opinions on people based on their race or their religion or their sex. Like, that is literally the opposite of what Martin Luther King stood for. I don't know what these people, they're tapped. They are so tapped and they don't get it. But anyway, as I'm saying all of this, that is probably going to piss some of you off. I am not perfect. I'm just a girl. Yes, I'm a channel. Yes, I have a gift. Yes, I am very fucking good at what I do. And like I said, I am very fucking smart. I am a wealth of knowledge. And if you want to learn from me, I'm happy to teach you. If you don't, fucking great. I don't care. I don't want to teach people who don't listen anyway. Or people who are not open to hearing other points of view, or who can't hear other points of view without having a mental breakdown. That's not the kind of people I want to interact with or work with anyway. But I am literally the lotus flower. I came from the mud. I'm just a fucking human. Just like Bashar's channeling Daryl, that guy. He's just a fucking guy. I'm just a fucking girl. Do not worship me. Do not put me on a pedestal. But you know what else I want to say? I'm not your friend. This is a parasocial relationship. I don't know you. If I've never met you, I don't know you. If I've had 2 or 3 conversations with you, I don't know you. You don't know me. You only know the pieces of me that I've put together on the internet. You only know the version of me that you've created in your head because we don't hang out. We don't just chat on the phone. I don't see you at holidays. Am I friendly? Yeah. Am I kind? Yes. Do I like you? Yeah. Like, if you're supporting me, yeah, I think you're great. Like, I think the people I've met through this journey are amazing. And some of you are my friends now. Some of the clients are my friends at this point because we've actually taken the time to get to know each other. But I'm just reminding you, you don't know me. I'm not your friend. I'm your friendly YouTube girl that has helped you through some hard times or helped you through some good times or whatever the fuck. But I'm also not your idol. I'm not your God. Don't make me one. And I'm saying this because I'm reminding you, Daryl's just a guy. Beyonce's just a fucking lady. Trump is just a guy. Kamala Harris is just a woman. Like, these are just fucking humans. And the other thing I want to say too is I'm going to be talking a lot more about MK Ultra on my channel because I have a wealth of knowledge on it, and I think it's time for people to understand it better. And I'm truly hoping that the censorship gets better now that we are going to have more free speech with Donald Trump. I'm really hoping he delivers. Like I said, I don't trust anyone. I'm really hoping he delivers on that aspect so that I can get back to, waking people up without having to fucking censor every goddamn fucking word that comes out of my mouth. But yep, the MK Ultra is coming to the surface. I want to aid you in understanding that better. And these celebrities have done such heinous things that most people can't even imagine. They can't even wrap their head around it. The satanic ritual abuse and the MK Ultra that go hand in hand, people are not going to be able to process it. You think people, like, that's another thing. Toughen up, guys. If you can't even handle Trump becoming president, your head's going to explode when you realize the truth about the MK Ultra and about the sex trafficking. And I'm not saying Trump's not a part of it. In fact, if you want me to get into it, I've gotten into it on the Patreon. I believe he's related to all these people. I believe he was a part of it at one point, and I believe he's separated, and that's why they've been doing everything they can to fucking kill him and get him out of the way, because he has their secrets, because he's literally related to them. Because all these bloodlines, all these incestuous bloodlines, they're all fucking related to each other. But the truth will come out sooner than people are ready for. And, yeah, I think I've rambled enough here, but I just wanted to say, do not fucking worship false idols. Take everything with a grain of salt, including me. Everything I'm saying, take it with a fucking grain of salt. I highly recommend going to look at Candace Owens' deep dive on Kamala's family history. Kamala is just an MK Ultra agent. Her mother was one of the heads of the MK Ultra programs, and she's just an MK Ultra agent. Barry Sartoro, aka Obama, is also just an MK Ultra agent. His real name is Barry Sartoro, and he's not the person he says he is. Kamala's not the person she says she is, and Candace Owens literally breaks all that down in like 10 fucking videos with receipts that cannot be denied. So, and then also people coming forward who have firsthand interactions and connections with her that are talking about how she was a part of the MK Ultra program. So, and when you look at her, that's what it looks like, because MK Ultra creates trauma-based mind control through creating extra personalities. That's why she's freaking Chameleon Kamala, because she's just an MK Ultra victim. And the sad thing too is, like, a lot of these celebrities were groomed into this. So someone like Justin Bieber has probably committed the most heinous acts that you could ever fucking know, but at the same time he was brought into this as a child and trafficked into it. So it's like, we've been talking about this a lot on the Patreon, that we're going to have to hold space for these people, whether we like it or not, because a lot of them have been born into this or were trafficked into this at an extremely young age, and we're going to have to figure out a way to hold them accountable for what it is that they've done, but eventually rehabilitate them and get them in a space where we can trust them again, because, like I said, they were a child when all of this began. So my real focus in life is to end human and child trafficking. Also to levitate. I'm dying to fucking levitate. That's another big life goal of mine. Which is possible. People have levitated. I know people who've seen people levitate on their own without any external help. So yeah, at the end of the day, my vote, I didn't even vote. I didn't vote because I was like, I don't consent to any of this. I prayed and I said, God, source as you perceive source, put us on the timeline that is yours. Put us on the timeline that is of God. And this is how it ended up. And it ended up the way I wanted it to, in a way that makes me feel better. But even though I didn't vote, my prayer and my vote in general in life is for peace. My intention, let me say it this way, my intention is for peace. My intention is to end human and child trafficking. My intention is to end all the wars that are going on. I don't want any of them happening. My intention is for us to know the truth of who we are. My intention is for our evolution to stop being stunted. And my intention is to free the human race that is, in my opinion, a slave race to the 1%. So, buckle up, Buttercup, and stop worshiping those false idols, because this shit's about to come crashing down. But of course, I want to know what you think in the comments. Make sure they're respectful, even if you disagree. That's fine. Just keep it kind. I just saw 4111. But I love you. Take care. Like if you liked it. Comment if you got something to say. Subscribe if you feel like it. Leave your comments below too if you're interested and excited for the stuff I'm going to do on MK Ultra, and any suggestions you have for me going forward. But that's it from me. I love you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this taught you something. And I hope to see you again. All right. Bye. Oh, there was something. Wow, I thought that was a shadow. Turns out there was something on my mouth that whole time. Well, peace. Bye. And I will see you another time. Okay, bye.